Thanks to Uscreen for sponsoring this video. Let's be real, a lot of people like to click on videos like this where I talk about how I generate over $30,000 a month in revenue for my business. But the reality is, that's just revenue, right? There is a whole other very important side to business, which is your expenses. So in this video, I wanted to pull back the curtain and show you how much it costs me to run my online business every month. I think it's important to show this part too, so that if you watching this are thinking of starting your own social media marketing agency or influencer business, you have a realistic idea of what it actually takes to generate the kind of revenue that you see other creators talking about. Most creators and online business owners love to share their revenue, and I include myself in this, I know, just for the simple fact that it looks really good, right? Like it looks impressive, it feels good to like think about it from that perspective, but that's not how much money you actually get to take home. So let's break it down and let's talk about how I spend roughly $15,000 a month on my business. I can't believe that is a very crazy thing to say, but it's true. It's true. So let's talk about it. Okay, so you might remember from my revenue video that I mentioned that while the client services side of my business is my biggest revenue generator, it's also my biggest expense because obviously I have a team. If you're not familiar, or maybe you're new here, hi, my name's Katie. In addition to this YouTube channel, I also have a social media marketing agency called Creatorly Media. We work with small business owners and other content creators to edit podcasts, manage YouTube channels, create Instagram content, edit TikToks, all that fun stuff. I'll have our website linked in the description if you're curious, but that's just a little bit of context for where a lot of my expenses are coming from. So with that being said, the first line item here are Creatorly Media's contractors, the team that runs Creatorly. That's about 80% of my expenses each month, more or less. Editing Katie here. So while I know that percentages are probably the most accurate because obviously my expenses do really fluctuate month to month depending on a lot of factors, I know y'all clicked on this for the juicy details and the exact numbers. So let's just take a look at my March profit and loss to give you some exact examples. But again, this is just from March. This changes a little bit month to month, and that's going to be the case for pretty much all the expenses I'm talking about here. Okay, so in March of 2023, my total expenses for the Creatorly team was 13,902 Canadian dollars. This is a service-based business, right? So naturally, the biggest expense is going to be paying the people who provide the service. And so really all of the work that I'm pretty much paying for here is to do with Creatorly Media's client services. Almost everything that I do as a YouTuber, I kind of do myself. Like I edit my own YouTube videos, I make my own Instagram content, I manage my own brand deals for the most part. Shelby from the Creatorly Media team, who's kind of like the manager and go-between between both of these businesses, she does help me with making the creator letter, the weekly newsletter that I publish, and editing my Creator Club podcast. So there is a little bit of overlap here, but really like the vast majority of this expense is related to my agency. I think that's important to mention just so that you know like what a true picture of expenses would look like for just a content creator based business, because obviously that would be very different. So if you're business minded and you're keeping track, you will notice that obviously the influencer side of my business has a much higher profit margin than the agency side of my business. And that is just due to the fact that the people who are providing the work, in this case, the Creatorly team, are getting paid the vast majority of what is coming in for that work. There's just a small profit margin that comes my way from that business. But it's obviously really important to me that people are paid fairly for their work. So that's how that business operates. All the rest of the expenses here, some of them are for Creatorly and some of them are for the YouTube channel, the content creator side of things. The second biggest line item of my expenses is monthly software subscriptions. This accounts for about 5% of my total monthly expenses. So yeah, you can see just how significant obviously the team is, that the second biggest expense is 5% compared to like 80. Time for some exact numbers again. My software subscription total for March was $414.62. I know that might sound like a lot for just like apps on your computer, but all of these programs are really important for getting the work done that obviously generates the revenue. If we break this out line by line, then we've got Squarespace at $44 a month, TubeBuddy at $21, QuickBooks at $24, Canva at $33, Dubsado $48, Flowdesk $38, Frame.io $21, Genius Link, $34, and G Suite at $140. There are a few other apps that I pay for. For example, Toggle is how we all track our time on the Creatorly team. I also have Adobe Creative Cloud, but I pay for those on a yearly basis, and I think they're around like $700 each per year. So obviously you could break that out monthly, but I pay for them on an annual basis. Now I know, especially when you're getting started and you're not even thinking about hiring a team yet, software subscriptions like this are probably gonna be your sort of first thing that you start to invest in. I know when I started my online business journey, I was using like the free version of everything because I was determined to bootstrap my way to success. I was not going to set myself up with any monthly recurring payments that were not strictly necessary. And if there was a free version of something, I was going to make that work. But eventually, as I actually did start seeing income, I started to do the math in my head and I realized that all the time and effort that I was putting in to kind of DIY or make it work with these free versions of software, that time would be much more valuable and much more better spent on actual revenue generating activities rather than just expense saving activities. And so ever since that's clicked for me, it's made me realize just how valuable investing in the right software to make your business run more smoothly is. And one app that you should definitely invest in, especially if you're running a creator business, is Uscreen. Uscreen is a video membership platform. In simple terms, it's basically like having your own Netflix. You can upload your best premium content for your audience on Uscreen and they can access it via a monthly subscription, a rental fee, or a one-time payment. I think this is an often overlooked income stream for creators, but it makes so much sense. You can keep doing what you're great at, which is making content, and you can get paid for it. So let me tell you why Uscreen is the best choice for that. Uscreen allows you to create the most premium experience for your subscribers, including a beautifully designed website, but also TV and mobile apps. Their TV and mobile apps are engineered and designed to fit the needs of your audience, so they have the best experience possible while consuming your premium content. Imagine having your own branded Apple and Android apps, or Apple TV, Roku, or Fire TV apps. It feels so professional and it's such a seamless experience for your audience. Speaking of your audience, Uscreen allows you to foster more of a personal connection with your audience through their community features, like live chat on your live stream content, comment section on your videos, and more. If you want to grow a consistent and reliable recurring income stream with relatively little overhead, then I would definitely recommend creating your own video membership platform with Uscreen. And of course, you can sign up for Uscreen using the link in my description. Go check it out. All right, so we've covered the two biggest expenses, which, like I said, are my contractors and my monthly subscriptions. Let's talk about the next few, which are all roughly around like 1% or so. So obviously they don't account for a huge slice of the pie, but they do add up. For one, we've got my phone bill. Obviously I use my phone like primarily for work. This is around $70 a month for my phone plan. In March, my phone bill was actually $147 because I was roaming in the States when I was in San Diego. So it ended up being more than usual, but there you go. You can see how it fluctuates. Next 1% line item is bank fees. So again, this is like a very small amount overall, but it's around $100 a month. All right, and the bank fees from March came in at $209.47. I know like this could probably be lower, like whatever, but I have a lot of different bank accounts in order to keep everything organized because it's important to me that my bookkeeping clearly reflects how Creatorly is doing as a business versus how my personal brand is doing as a business. And obviously they are very intertwined, but they do have different revenue generation streams and different expenses. So because of that, I have a lot of different bank accounts going on. Plus I've got some in Canadian dollars, some in US dollars. It's a whole thing. So next up, we have bookkeeping and accounting. This one definitely fluctuates depending on the time of year, like getting ready for tax season. Obviously I need more help from my bookkeeper, and that's when I pay my accountant to do stuff. But a rough estimate would probably be around like $100 per month. But there's definitely months that go by that I pay $0 in bookkeeping because I do a lot of my QuickBooks stuff myself. I just get help with reconciliation every so often. But then there are some other months, like when taxes come around, that obviously I'm paying more. So it fluctuates. My bookkeeping and accounting total for March was $433, and the reason that was so high is because I was paying to have my annual taxes done at that time. So that's why it was a higher total than normal. Like I said, some months it's literally zero. But important to keep in mind because obviously that's an essential part of running a business. Okay, last 1% line item is cafe drinks. Definitely not a line item in everybody's business budget, but the way I see it, I work in coffee shops a lot. I don't have an office or a studio. I work from home. So when I go to work from my favorite local cafes, like I'm essentially paying for a little bit of office rent by buying a coffee there. This is probably around $50 a month, I would say. I don't know if that's a lot to spend on coffee in a month, but it's certainly not very much to spend on office rent. So March's total for cafe drinks was actually $0. So I don't have anything here for that. Sometimes I go out for more coffee, sometimes I don't. So there you go. It's a win for me. Now, as if there wasn't already enough ambiguity in this video to begin with, my final section here is what I call wild cards. Now, I know I've been saying the whole time, this fluctuates, and it really does. I know that's annoying to hear, but that's the case. The reason I included this part is because there are some things that only come up every so often, so it's not a part of my regular monthly expenses, but it does, throughout the course of the year, come up in my business. In any given month, these categories can be anywhere from like $0 to like $100 to maybe $5,000 in that month, depending on if I'm like investing in something for my business. So for example here, we're talking about camera gear. Every so often, I might buy a new lens or a new camera, or just recently I bought this new laptop. These are business expenses that obviously don't come up that often, but when they do, it's a big chunk of change. I've also included professional development in this. Sometimes I will buy an online course or attend a workshop or whatever, and that's not a regular expense, but it does come up every so often. This one's lower, like it might be just like $100 or $200 here and there. And finally, we also have the travel category. Sometimes I have to travel for work, and then that's going to be included as a business expense, and it's pretty irregular, but it obviously does come up. Okay, and speaking of wildcard expenses, in March I was traveling and I ended up spending $889.52 on work-related travel expenses, but nothing this month on new gear or courses or professional development. Finally, I do think it's important to mention taxes because obviously I need to be saving money to pay income tax at the end of the year. Now, listen, I am not a tax expert in this kind of thing. It really changes depending on where you live, so I'm not going to provide advice on this. You really need to look up in your specific state, province, wherever you live, like how much money you should be saving and how much you should expect to pay in income tax. But just know that this is definitely an important category to keep in mind, that even once you pay out all the expenses that I've mentioned throughout this video out of your revenue, that is still not your take home. You got to figure out what you're going to need to pay on top of that, right? So just keep that in mind, because a lot of people who are new to this business thing can forget about that and not anticipate it and end up with a really big bill, because obviously it's different when you're an employee. Your employer is taking care of that income tax piece for you, and you might even get a refund at the end of the year. But if you are your own business, you need to make sure that you're saving for that, because nobody's going to do it for you. Up until recently, when I was a sole proprietor, I was aiming to save around 30% of my profit for income tax, but I just recently incorporated, so that's going to look differently than it used to as well, because now I'll actually pay tax as a corporation and then also on my own personal income that I get paid from my business. So obviously everyone's situation is going to look a bit different, and it really depends on where you live. Okay, and speaking of taxes, this month I happened to do an income tax installment payment, which was around $4,700. So there you have it. For March, the complete total expenses actually came out to $20,948.30, which is higher than the $15,000 I said at the beginning of the video, but that's because I paid almost $5,000 in my tax installment, which I didn't include in that total of my typical business expenses. So there you have it. So hopefully all of that gives you a bit of a picture of what it looks like to run a business like mine. Obviously, as you can tell, the biggest expense by far is having a team. But at the same time, I would not be able to have Craterly at all or run all these services that we do for our clients without that team. So it just kind of shows you that there is a cost to doing business. In order to operate things in the way that I do, it's gonna cost about what I've just explained. I just think that's important to keep in mind, that there are certain styles of business or things that you might want to offer that in order to scale them, it is gonna take an investment. But then there are also different styles of business that you can start up with relatively little startup costs. And that's kind of where I got started in the beginning as a freelancer, just offering my own services. So this business didn't, come about like this just overnight. It was many years of building up to this point too. If you want to see the other side of this equation and see how much money I bring in a month and what all of my different income streams are, you can check out this video that I've been mentioning throughout. I'm sure in 2023 it's going to be due for an upgrade because my business is already changing and evolving since I made that, but that'll give you an idea of what it looks like. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks again to Uscreen for sponsoring this video, and I hope you're having adventures and following your dreams, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!